Well, it's time for the last prediction of the season. I think I've
Does this one
clinched
count
all
extra?
that I think I've clinched everything I can in all the predictions so far this year. But what is the final what who's winning this thing? Is
Why
it
don't
the
you go
Ducks?
first?
Is it the Ducks or is it the Hawks? Or is it USA and Iceland?
Is it the
Iceland, yeah.
Rebels and the Empire?
The freshmen versus the varsity team.
Yeah.
Those are all the Mighty Ducks movies basically. All right,
Go first.
I've been running with Columbus since they beat us. One thing about the city of Atlanta is they are very good at losing to the champions. The Falcons have done it throughout their time. Not just the Super Bowl, but before that. Green Bay, when Green Bay beat them in the playoffs, they were Super Bowl champions. It's a thing that happens, and Weeby almost convinced me of LAFC of what he said, but there's something special about this Columbus team, and with it being at home, and with their last final being during the COVID game, right, where a lot of fans couldn't really go there to actually enjoy it. This crowd's going to be crazy throughout this game. And I think Columbus has what it takes. And as long as they, can stay within a goal, I think that this team's going to win it. And I think that they are going to win 3-2. And I think it's going to be very similar to the last game where they win it in extra time.
They better be entertaining.
Yeah, it will be. It will be a great game. I think so. And, we were just talking about, these are two teams with two different styles. LAFC, are more, they don't like the ball, and, they're content to just hitting you, where it hurts, even though they don't always have possession. The Crew have their style as well, very pragmatic. Nancy, probably, considering the talent that he has, is probably top 3 coach in the league, if that. And it can't be understated what a terrific job he's done with this club. This is a club, you talked about it, this was a club that was MLS Cup in 2020, as we mentioned. Obviously, COVID year. Missed the playoffs back-to-back, fired Porter, which on paper looked like a really good move. Brought Nancy in from Montreal, and he's worked wonders with the team right away, really. Has its flaws, obviously, but, they're in MLS Cup for a reason. And I think as a neutral, we've talked about this, as a neutral, this is going to be a terrific matchup. Two different teams. I think the magic kind of runs out for Columbus. I think LAFC really takes the match by the horns and shows that, hey, we're the champions for a reason. I think they win 2-1, maybe fall behind 1-0, but they come back to win 2-1 on the road and make it back-to-back, which hasn't happened in a little bit, I don't think. But I think LAFC will finally get that trophy that they've been chasing in 2023. That's second trophy, I should say, that they've been chasing in 2023.
Scarves really hit you with that promo hard.
Yeah,
the other night
he turned you.
I went back and watched it, and at the end of it, I wish he would just be like, "And what you gonna do when LAFC runs wild on you?"
It gets better every time, and then of course
I know.
I've watched it like 5 times. It's
having Tommy's face just get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it was just so. It was like he rehearsed it, but he didn't.
Yeah.
But it just came so natural. It
was
was like
passion, baby.
I know.
It was
from the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler,
you made me believe it. I was about to show up in today's show with an LAFC jersey because I was ready to change this podcast to an LAFC podcast. Go ahead, Tyler.
Oh man, Columbus. That's the easy answer. But I will absolutely acknowledge that this game could go either way for a lot of, we've talked about it, right? This whole week we've been doing the coverage. Weeby just hit on it specifically with the way that they play. But Columbus just has that ability and the discipline to find their way out of crappy situations, right? And they have the confidence going into this, knowing, and I talked about it before the conference finals, but they've fought their way through, like you said earlier, Tommy the Gauntlet. Like they've had a rough go in these playoffs, and they've come out on top every time. I just don't think you can count them out. I'm gonna say 2-1 Columbus, and that's the other thing as well. I mean, LA could unlock at any time and have that super stout attacking threat just all come together. But it's not like they've been out there scoring goals against bad or really good teams like crazy, right? I mean, it's been a lot of 1-0s, one goal wins, 1-goal matches, whatever. So I just don't think it's going to be I just don't think it's going to be in the cards for them to repeat. I think it's Columbus 2-1.